I do not settle for less. Niggas know I got an army. Hill figure like I'm Tommy. Shadow clone Uzumaki. Haters going kamikaze. Y'all killing yourselves. Niggas really going killing themselves. Need a prayer, you just want on the well. JJ Staff never taking no.
In the flow code menace. I know a couple Scott boys that rob me like Dennis. They quick to go villain and walk up in the spot. They just pull back fitteds. Niggas never stopping cause the game is too dented. Nigga.
Yo, YouTube, man. We back at it with another YouTube reaction, bro. Y'all seem to love, like, these little documentaries and shit about gangs and shit. And, like, this is going to, like, you know, refresh my memory or, you know, make sense of what other songs I've heard and just put two and two together. So we got the battle for South London, Hillside versus Gas Gang. I'm pretty sure that's who they're going to be. So, yeah, man, we're going to get right into it. We're going to lock in, and then, yeah, we're going to do what it do. All right, man, let's get it.
Entertainment, landmarks, and culture, with London even being ranked as one of the most diverse cities in the world. These factors then lead to London attracting tourists from all around the world. However, what a lot of these tourists are unaware of is the fact that a deadly gang war has been playing out within the streets, only miles away from London's most well-known landmarks and tourist attractions. This deadly story takes place in South London, being the area south of the River Thames. It's also to note that around 2.8 million people currently live in and around South London. Now, the borough that this gang war takes place in is that of Lambeth, which is actually among the top 5 most dangerous London boroughs. In 2023, the crime rate recorded in Lambeth was 135 crimes per 1,000 people, coming in higher than surrounding boroughs. But you may be confused as to how these alliances of gangs have had such a violent and dangerous war with each other, resulting in the deaths of around 30 people, with this war seemingly going unnoticed for decades before members would begin to make UK drill music, this being the violent gang war between the Hillside Alliance and the Gas Alliance. Before this video starts...
this is 6, 7 in them. Oh, shit. Whoa. There go Moscow. Cyrac. That's where other bruh's from. 6, 7 in them. I don't know who these niggas are. Claptown, I've heard of CT before. 150, that's 150 in them boys. That's whatchamacallit in them. That's what's it, M24 in them. That's them boys over there. CMB, I don't know who those are. OC, I don't know who those are. Team Trizzy, I don't know who those are. I know Cuckoo, I know who those are. Lowski mentioned them a couple times, and Moscow Gang 17, of course, bro. So like, damn. Oh, so this is them. Oh shit. Oh, I ain't even peeped these other people over there. OJB. Oh yeah, that's bruh. What's his name? Burner. OJB. That's his gang and shit. Yo, damn. You got Roan Hampton, Southfields. Damn, it's endless gangs over there. I would like to say that
this road life really isn't worth it, and most times just leads to jail or death. If you or someone you know is getting involved with the gang life, I urge you to let the people around you know and distance yourself from it. These people who are often posted wearing expensive clothes and showing off their road lifestyle aren't sharing the whole picture, as they themselves have lost friends to the roads. So if you take anything away from this video, make sure that it is to distance yourself from the gang life. The Hillside Alliance is a group of gangs based around multiple areas within South London. These gangs include LTH, or Lower Tulse Hill, based around the SW2 postcode, 67 or 674, based around the SW4 postcode, and parts of the SW2 postcode, and finally GID, or 55, based around Streatham Hill, within the SW16 postcode. Other gangs are also closely allied with the Hillside Alliance. These gangs include Team Raw, based around Stockwell, SW9, and Gypsy Hill, located around SE19 and SE27. These gangs also are allied under the collective known as the Hillside Alliance, with this alliance mainly being based within the London borough of Lambeth, and are more commonly just referred to as Hillside. Another gang often mentioned...
So I just saw Brixton Hill. So is that SR in them? Are they aligned with 6, 7 in them? Are they allies and shit? Put it in the comment section.
With these gangs is that of Harlem Spartans and Cuckoo, based within Kennington. It's important to note,
Free
however,
Lowski,
that this
free to
gang
ski.
isn't directly allied with the Hillside gangs, but does have beef with the gangs from the Gas Alliance. The Gas Alliance is a group of gangs that directly oppose the Hillside Alliance. The gangs included within the Gas Alliance are 150 or GBG, based around the Angeltown Estate, SW9, as well as CMG, which is based in the neighboring Loughborough Estate, also within the SW9 postcode. Another gang is that of 410, based around the Myatts Field Estate within SW9.
Oh, wait,
the
no,
UTH
I heard of
gang
410. Oh, yeah, 410. My fault. I take that back. I heard of 410
also
before.
a part
I've
of the
reacted
Gas
to them
Alliance
before.
and is based around Upper Tulse
UTH,
Hill,
I heard of them.
SW2. Finally, the gang from nearby Clapham, known as CT, is a prominent
CT,
gang within the war. This gang being based around the SW4 and SW9 postcode. Another gang also closely allied with the Gas Alliance is that of 17 Wano or TOG from SW8, who share a lot of the beef against Hillside and have had a deadly rivalry with Stockwell. The gang Sirach is also involved in the war and used to be allied with Gas Gang, but after a situation between members, they would start to have a deadly rivalry with their old friends. The Sirach gang is actually EBK, which stands for Everybody Killer, meaning they have little to no affiliation with surrounding gangs other than Harlem Spartans, beefing both the Gas Alliance and the Hillside.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense, because I was just about to ask that. Okay, so then if Sirach is beefing everybody, then why is he in the joint with Lowski and SD and all them? Because they're aligned. They still fuck with each other. So that makes sense. I get it.
Now that I have discussed the gangs involved in this deadly war, we can now take a deep dive into what made these groups of teenagers based on different estates begin to have a disturbing and deadly rivalry with each other. Now, it's thought that the split in Brixton, resulting in the Gas versus Hillside war, began following the savage and brutal murder of a prominent member of TN1 known as Lil Zach. However, I will discuss this later on in the video. It's important to note that around this time, the Hillside and Gas gangs would identify under different names. 6-7 would be better referred to as BHB around this time, this being an acronym for Brixton Hill Bullies. LTH was better known as TN1, and Stockwell would be better referred to as ABM, or All Bout Money. The opposing gangs would also identify under different names, but were all linked under one gang referred to as Gas Gang, which stood for Grip and Shoot. This gang included 28s, nowadays known as 150, MZ, or Murder Zone, nowadays known as Sirach, OC, or Organized Crime, which is better known nowadays as the popular UK drill group 410. Other gangs around this time included Cuckoo, which was better known as BYM, or Bang Your Mash. It would actually be this BYM gang that would kill a loved member of OC or 410 in 2006. This incident would then spark tit for tat incidents, resulting in 410 becoming very involved in the war, this loved member being Tiny Alien. On the 9th of June 2006, a 15-year-old member associated with the OC gang from Myatts Field, known as Tiny Alien, or Alex, would travel on a bus with two friends onto rival BYM territory around Black Prince, with it being thought he did this in order to expand the territory of his own gang, OC. Upon reaching the Black Prince area, Tiny Alien and his two friends would get off the bus. The three members would walk around for a few minutes. At around 11 p.m., two members of the BYM gang based within Kennington would notice Tiny Alien. The two Black Prince members would approach Tiny Alien. A confrontation then ensued, and sadly ended in a BYM member stabbing Tiny Alien in the heart, with the attackers fleeing. Tiny Alien's blood brother would then phone the police before then calling their dad and alerting him of the stabbing. Tiny Alien would be taken to St. Thomas's Hospital. His dad would then also rush to the hospital. However, sadly only an hour later, Tiny Alien would be pronounced dead in the hospital, with police and detectives quickly launching a murder investigation. During the investigation, police would arrest and charge an 18-year-old BYM member known as Abu Sarpong, who would go on to be found guilty in 2007, and after months of investigating, Judge Gerald Gordon would go on to sentence Abu Sarpong to life with a minimum term of 14 years, most likely meaning he is out of prison now. In a statement released by Tiny Alien's cousin, they would go on to say, "Young people are the future for tomorrow, and these young people are dying."
14 years for an M? Are y'all giving him 14 years if y'all to jail? That's an M, bro. This y'all like an M. I don't know.
Years, most likely meaning he is out of prison now. In a statement released by Tiny Alien's cousin, they would go on to say, "Young people are the future for tomorrow, and these young people are dying. Rest in peace, Tiny Alien." Following his death, members of OC would begin to pay tribute to him on social media, with these members posting images of him. One of these images portrayed him crouching, whilst holding a pump-action shotgun toward the camera. This image then leading to news sources...
shit, so that's who that picture is. I never knew who that was.
One of these images portrayed him crouching, whilst...
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Bro, this picture right here. Bro, I know y'all have seen this picture before, bruh. Yeah, I've seen this picture before on them cheetah videos when we all started getting in the UK drill. We all started watching that CCTV shit, and then them body killers, but whatever the fuck the title was, it had this in the thumbnail, bro. I always wondered who that was, and I just found out. That is crazy. That is him. That's crazy.
dying.
That's a
Rest in
famous
peace,
picture right
Tiny
there, bro. I
Alien.
know y'all
Following
seen
his
that
death,
shit.
members of OC would begin to pay tribute to him on social media, with these members posting images of him. One of these images portrayed him crouching, whilst holding a pump-action shotgun toward the camera. This image then leading to news sources beginning to report on the gang that Tiny Alien was supposedly a part of, with a headline from 2008 entitled "The Life and Death of a Gangster." As a result of the death of Tiny Alien,
now
OC would become very
you got
close.
reports coming out like this, and then they're gonna be like, "Cause you're black, and because you're easy to get into the drug life," and then you become another a stat. You could become another stat, bro. You know what I'm saying? But what do you know what I mean? Like, what do you
involved
want?
with Gas Gang, and would begin to beef the gang BYM from Black Prince. It's also to note that around this time, all of the gangs in Brixton would basically be linked up and would focus most of their beef towards Peckham gangs. However, this was all going to change in the years following Tiny Alien's
Why are they
death.
beefing Peckham?
In 2007, the younger
Zone 2's
generation
over there
of gang
too?
members
What?
from Angeltown
Oh, yeah, I
would begin
guess
to
so,
form
yeah.
friendships with surrounding gangs. These gangs included Tiny OC from Myatt's Field, as well as MZ or
Are they
Murders-
really ops? Is Zone 2 and Harlem Spartans really ops? I mean, they bodies did drop, but like I've seen a couple videos, people be like, yeah, they ops, but they just just a on-site type of thing. It's not even really nothing. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
2007, the younger generation of gang members from Angeltown would begin to form friendships with surrounding gangs. These gangs included Tiny OC from Myatt's Field, as well as MZ or Murder Zone from the Summerleaton area, more specifically the Moorlands Estate as well as Southwick House. And finally, the neighboring gang from
what y'all shit
Loughborough.
look
These
like?
4 blocks decided to unite and create Gas Gang. Gas being an acronym for Guns and Shanks, Grip and Shoot, Girls Ain't Shit, as well as other names. The Gas Gang would mainly have a rivalry with Peckham, with this beef on its own, being one of the most infamous gang rivalries. However, I won't be discussing this beef in this video. It would be in August 2007 that
I
one
don't know
of
where
the first
Zone 2
people
at
would
either.
fall victim
I think
to
they
the
all
war
locked
between
up. I don't know
Hillside
where
and Gas.
Chizak's at.
This being the death of Bowser, who
Oh,
repped
Pecknam-
the MZ
oh,
gang
Peckham
from
is right there.
Summerleaton. On the
Oh,
3rd of
shit.
August 2007, a member of BHB from Brixton Hill known as Junes would get his golden chain robbed by alleged MZ members, BHB being the predecessor gang to the modern 6-7 gang from Brixton. Anyways, Junes would seek retaliation following the robbery of his chain. Hours following this incident, Junes would arm himself with a gun and would travel around Brixton searching for the MZ members. After searching for a few hours, Junes would notice Bowser, who was sitting with friends on a wall in Brixton. Junes would open fire, shooting Bowser 6 times, with one of these bullets even entering his heart. Junes would flee following this, with police and paramedics being called to the scene. Sadly, Bowser would be pronounced dead on the scene moments later, with yet another murder investigation being launched. 17-year-old Junes would quickly be apprehended and arrested days later. He would then be charged and would later be found guilty in 2008.
Bro, he did
being
that drill at 17?
sentenced to life
God.
with a minimum of 21 years for this deadly shooting. Rest in peace, Bowser. It's thought that the death of Bowser would result in the modern-day beef between BHB, nowadays known as 6-7, and MZ, nowadays known as Ciroc. Whilst this incident definitely did not unite the gangs in Brixton, it definitely added tension between the gangs, and it would be the death of a TN1 member known as Lil Zach in 2010 that would separate
heard
the
about
gangs
this.
indefinitely.
This
in
started a lot of
2007,
shit,
the war
apparently.
between a gang from Stockwell known as ABM, which is nowadays a part
this
of the
what
Hillside
got,
Alliance and is known as Team Red,
LD
would have a
and them
deadly
lit.
rivalry with 031 or TOG, nowadays known as 17 Wano, this gang being very closely allied with Gas Gang. The beef between ABM and 031 would be one of the main rivalries around this time, during 2007 and 2008, with 3 people dying in 3 years, the first of these being Boo. In 2007, an alleged 16-year-old member of the ABM gang, known as Boo, whose involvement in the ABM gang is often debated, with the media and his family members claiming he had nothing to do with any gangs. Anyways, in
do y'all know,
2007,
bro?
Boo would
Y'all
be
don't
out
know
with a
that.
few friends. At around midnight, members of the nearby rival gang 031 would spot Boo with his friends. The members would start to chase Boo, who would then be shot multiple times by the 031 members. Sadly, Boo would be pronounced dead on the scene, with police arriving moments later, putting up police tape and launching an investigation. Later in 2007, a man would be charged with the death of Boo. However, I couldn't
20.
find if he was sentenced or not. Rest in peace, Boo. Following
He
the
must
death
have
of
didn't
Boo,
get-
his family would come out and would state that he had nothing to do with the gangs in the area and was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But either way, rest in peace Boo, or Abu Kar Muhammad. During this time in Brixton, gangs in the area would be somewhat affiliated, with members of BHB and Gas Gang even having a song together from around 2008 and 2009. Around this time, a gang from Tulse Hill would become very prominent, this being TN1, or Trust No One, Tell No One. This gang was closely allied with the Stockwell-based gang ABM, which I just spoke about, as well as gangs based around Brixton Hill, like BHB. On the 14th of March 2008, an alleged member of the OC gang known as Ratty would be returning from his friend's house in the Myats Field.
Why is his name Ratty? Ratty? That's not like, I don't know, as like a gang member, and RIP to him, bro. But like as a gang member, I don't think I'm choosing Ratty, bro. Ratty? Like Ratty.
Like BHB.
I don't think that's tough, fool.
On the 14th of March 2008, an alleged member of the OC gang known as Ratty would be returning from his friend's house in the Myats Field estate. At around 8 p.m., rival gang members would pull up and would start shooting toward Ratty. Ratty got hit in the head as a result of the oncoming bullets and would be rushed to hospital. However, sadly, would end up dying a day following the shooting, with police then launching a murder investigation. This investigation has seen little to no arrests made 15 years later, with the murder being unsolved till this day.
Still
Whilst it is not known
Wow.
who killed Ratty, many theories do fly around the internet. What is known is that the man that supplied the gun used in the murder was quickly arrested and charged. This man would later receive 12 years for this. Rest in peace, Ratty. In 2015,
found the
police
nigga
would
that
rule the
had the
murder of
gun.
Ratty as gang-related and would begin to publicly name the OC gang, as well as its rivals. Although Ratty's family claimed that he had no relation to any gangs within the area. New members
don't
from
know
BHB
that, bro.
would begin to get active in the streets.
Like, bro, yeah, it's like every time, bro, it's always a situation like this. Oh, my son, he would never be in no... Bro, yes, he would, bro. I'm telling you right now, yes, he the fuck would, bro. I'm telling you. He would, bro. Like, and it's like some situations it don't even need to be like you can raise him up in a good household. You can do that. You can do this. Like, no, it doesn't matter. People will still try to be in that gang shit, bro. Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't go that route. Some people do. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it was when I was growing up. You know, in Waldorf, that's how it was. Like, a lot of people lived in them nice-ass neighborhoods, but a lot of them, you know, members or gang members or whatever you want to call them, they lived in those type of houses type shit, though. Some of them did. You know what I mean? Some of them didn't, of course. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, yeah, bro. You don't know what your son is doing. I'm sorry. You don't, bro. Anything that he's hiding from you, he's hiding. Like, real shit. He will do that.
Of this being Dimsy, who would later become very popular within the UK drill scene. A video would resurface in 2017. This video showed Dimsy rapping in 2008. The music video portrayed a very young Dimsy rapping whilst walking around his estate. In this song, you can actually hear him shout out BHB, or simply just BH, which most likely stands for Brixton Hill. He would rap BH bullies, bully the streets. In 2008, the beef between 031 and ABM would once again heaten up, with the death of a 031 member seemingly being a retaliation for the death of Boo a year prior, this being Moody, who was a very prominent member of 031 Wandsworth Road. In July 2008, a member associated with the 031 gang based around Wandsworth Road, known as Moody, would be with a few of his friends. During this time, he would even be pictured with his friends having a water gun fight. But what no one knew was that only 2 hours later, Moody would sadly be stabbed and killed by rival ABM members. At around 7 p.m., Moody would be returning to his home in order to change his clothes, as his current clothes were wet from the water fight he had with his friends. On his way home, 6 members of the rival ABM gang would spot Moody. The members would attack Moody, this then turning deadly when knives would be drawn, and Moody would be stabbed multiple times. Moody would be pronounced dead on the scene, with police and paramedics arriving on the scene minutes later. Police would launch a murder investigation shortly after the murder. The killer of Moody would never be arrested nor identified. However, 3 members that were present and attacked him would be arrested and sentenced for the murder. 1 member would be given 3.5 years in jail. The second man would be given 2 years and 9 months. And the final man would be given a year's detention and a training order. The judge on this case would...
What? What? Excuse me, what? They caught a M and only got 3, 2, and a year of detention, fool?
also release a statement saying, "Your victim was rendered defenseless and the killer was able to stab and kill him. Rest in peace, Moody." After the death of Moody, 031 members would be seeking retaliation. And in the following year, they would get their retaliation, killing a loved member of ABM in one of the most gruesome ways I think I've ever heard, this being the death of Shays from ABM. In April 2009, a member associated with the ABM gang, known as Shays, would be chilling with friends in Stockwell. What he didn't know was that a member of the rival 031 gang would be walking his dog in the area. This member being Blizzard. Blizzard would spot Shays whilst walking with his dog. Shays would then lock eyes with Blizzard and would make an attempt to escape. Shays would begin to run, with Blizzard then letting his pitbull cross dog off a lead. The dog would then chase Shays, who by this point was attempting to jump a fence. The dog would catch up and would drag Shays down. Blizzard then ran up with a knife and began stabbing Shays multiple times. After a few minutes,
no, never. Never. He just sicked his dog at him and his dog real life ran him down, dragged him on the ground, and he came up and then yinged him, bro. No. Yo!
With witnesses stating he was covered in blood by this point. Police and emergency services would arrive moments later, with Shays being pronounced dead on the scene. A murder investigation would be launched following this. However, detectives would actually have a hard time connecting the killer to the scene. This mainly being due to the fact that a dog had also attacked Shays. But in 2010, police would arrest Blizzard and charge him for the murder. He would later be found guilty and would be given life with a minimum of 24 years. Rest in peace, Shays. 2009 was one of the first years
you give him 24. But you don't give the other niggas what? I mean, they both should get 24. I mean, an M is an M. But like what I'm saying, like,
associated with the ABM gang would begin to rap. An example of this was Young Teflon, who would release an ABM freestyle in October 2009. Other members included Mucky and Loops, who would also release music videos in 2008 and 2009. Around 2009, members from both Gas Gang and BHB would seemingly be affiliated, even having an old song recorded together, featuring 6-7 member Dimsy and Gas Gang members. This just showing that all of these members were actually once friends. However, this was all due to change in 2010, when a loved member of the gang TN1 would sadly fall victim to the streets, causing a massive divide in Brixton. This then resulting in what we know today as Hillside versus Gas. The incident that would spark all of this would be the death of Lil Zach. On the 2nd of July 2010, a member associated with the Tulse Hill gang TN1, known as Lil Zach, would enter school. Upon entering school, it was compulsory for him, along with all other students, to hand in their phone. On this day, however, Lil Zach would refuse to hand his phone in. Zach would then have a conversation with a teacher at this point, and only moments later, Zach would seemingly catch eyes with a car full of Gas Gang members who were outside of the school. Zach would then tell a friend, "That's them, that's them." The Gas Gang members would exit the vehicle and would approach another student outside of the school, stabbing him in the arm. This student would then walk back into the school in an attempt to escape the attackers. The Gas Gang members decided not to pursue the student that had already been stabbed, but instead 15-year-old Zach, who would begin to run. Zach would make it around 400 feet before the Gas Gang members would catch up, stabbing him multiple times. The Gas Gang members would flee following the attack, with police and paramedics arriving moments later.
No way, they got the CCTV footage of that.
Around 400 feet before the Gas Gang members would catch up, stabbing him multiple times. The Gas Gang members would flee following the attack, with police and paramedics arriving moments later at around 8:50 a.m. Lil Zach would be rushed to a South London hospital, but would sadly be pronounced dead an hour and 30 minutes later. A murder investigation would be launched following this, and only a day later, on the 3rd of July, 4 people were arrested in connection to the murder.
Wow. He the only one top right is like, fuck. He's like, fuck. I'm fucked. That's I'm fucked. Damn. The rest of these niggas like, yeah, I did that shit, nigga. That's what he look like right now. Him, bottom right, look like he like, yeah, I did that shit, nigga. He like, I don't know. I'm looking at his eyes. He's like, he look like he is on. He look like he a crash out too. You know what I'm saying? He look like he, I'm reading my joint. Yeah, he look like he a crash out too. The other guy up top, they got a flash on him. I'm looking at his eyes. He like, yeah, I did that shit too, nigga. That's what he look like. But yeah, that nigga on the top right, that nigga like, fuck. I'm fucked. Like, that ass. But, yeah, man. This was part 1. It's a long-ass video, so I'm going to have to do part 2. But, yeah. It's your boy J Steph, man. And we going to be in there for the next one for part 2. So, yeah. Stay tuned, man. Appreciate y'all rocking out with me on these reactions. And yeah, we're gonna be back in the next one. Let's go.